All right, Excel users, this one's a must know. You know when you've got way too much data and just need a quick way to chop off extra rows or grab specific columns? That's where the take and drop command comes in, or functions. Today, I'm breaking it down in the simplest way possible so you can start using these powerful Excel functions right away. So whether or not you're a beginner or an advanced Excel user, you'll leave with practical skills to help boost some of your efficiencies. Let's get started. So even though I said the drop function first, let's do the take function first. And what the take function does is it returns a number of contiguous rows or columns from the start or end of an array. So for example, let's say that I had this array here and I wanted to take a couple columns or a couple rows. I would choose my array, Control Shift down arrow. Let's go back up here, comma. How many rows do I want to take? Maybe I want to take the first 10. So I'm going to count my first row here, which is the header, and I'll take 11 rows. You can also take columns, but let's see what happens when we do this. So it's going to give us our rows. Let me double click this to auto fit, double click auto fit, and it's going to give us our top 10 here, right? And if we want just to have a couple rows, all I need to do is put that in here. So which columns do I want? Maybe I just want the first two columns. First two, and it's going to give me the first two columns. This in itself doesn't really give you too much when you really think about it. Let me select this, delete, right click, delete. This is better set when you have something where you're putting it onto a dashboard and you are doing something where maybe you're sorting it and then you give people the option to select maybe the top 5, top 10. Let's see how that works. What I'm going to do is let me copy the header. So I'm going to put the headers here so I don't have to like copy the headers later on to do the take function. And let's give this a extra column here. And what I want to do here is maybe I'll say, hi, hey, top 10, top what? Let people select. And this is something where you can put it on a dashboard. Maybe I want to select the top 5, right? Let me put 5 in there for a placeholder. Now here, what I want to do is maybe you want the top 5 people who have the number of socks. Maybe top 5 people who have the most socks. Let's see how we can do this. Let's double click this auto fit here. And what we need to do is we want to sort it first. And so we're going to put this in combination with another function called sort by. So this is going to sort by the array here. So I'm going to sort by the most amount of socks. Control Shift down arrow. Let me go back up and we're going to sort by, let's sort by a column here. And actually I want to do A2 to a D51. I don't want to include the headers, but let's do the number of socks. So here we're going to sort by D2 and then colon D51. So we want to sort by who's got the most socks, right? Control Shift down arrow. Let's sort by the descending because we want to do the most first. So that's descending. That's -1. Close parentheses, press enter. And you see this guy, Isaac, has 50 socks and Gabriella has 47 socks. She must be missing a sock here. But let's say we want the top 10 of this. So we're going to do that and wrap the sort by under the take function. So we're going to do take, and this is array. This is array, right? This is our array here. And what do we want to sort by? We want to sort by the rows. We might want to take just the top 5 rows. And so how do we do that? We're going to select this here. So we're going to give it an option for people to choose. And remember, this is our dashboard maybe. And we could put these $ signs in front here to make an absolute value. So when things change, they don't change. But since this is just a demo, we're going to leave it at F2. Press enter. And now you see we've got our top 5 here. And if we don't want our top 5 and we give our stakeholders a chance to select something else, maybe top 7, press enter. We got our top 7. Maybe they don't want top 7, maybe top 10. And that's top 10. And this is how we can use the take function amongst other functions to do that. The take function in itself, it's not going to really do you too much, but when you combine it with other functions, it's going to give you something special. So let's go to the drop function here. What does the drop function do? It takes away or excludes or drops a number of columns or rows from the start or end of array. Usually what you want to do is maybe you want to take away some columns or rows, right? So in this example, let's take away some rows and let's see what we can do where, right? We type the drop function, press tab to open it up. What's our array? Let's start small. And maybe we want to select, maybe you want to select this array. Let me delete that here. We're going to select A3 to G9. And maybe we don't want to see the first two rows, Rachel and Emma. So I'm going to say 2, and it's going to remove those 2, press enter, and all you see is Frank, Noah, Bob, and Jack, right? And that doesn't really do too much for us when we really think about it. So like the take function, we can use it in a combination with other functions. Let me right click this, delete, and it can provide some magic for you in a dashboard. So let's say, for example, we want to see only a couple months of this data. So I'm going to put months here and let a user select. And let's say we want to see 3 months, right? So we'll put that there for now. And what that's going to do for us is I'm going to put in a drop function. And I want to combine all this data here. Let's say we get this on a weekly basis from someone. Let's combine that. And we're going to combine that in a VStack function. So that's another function that we can use that's a dynamic function. So I'm going to type here VStack. Press tab. What's my array? So it lets me choose and stack a bunch of vertical arrays here. So I'm going to take this first array here, and I'm going to include the header here because I want to include that as part of the array, the identifiers here, I guess, for the columns. But for the other ones, I'm just going to start with the data here. So comma, and then I'm going to select Alice for the south, comma, let's see, David, and all the way down to Liam for the east, and then comma, my last array is the west. Select that one, and let's see, all the way down to 41 here. Close parentheses, press enter, and it's provided all of that for me. Let's select this, double click to auto fit, and I've got everyone here. But maybe we don't want everyone. We want to give a user to select, hey, I only want, not everyone, but every month. We don't want every month. Maybe we just want January, February, March. What we can do now is you can wrap that into the drop function. Almost like this. And in VStack, I'm going to take the drop function here, put it first, drop, and it's very similar to the take function, right? So drop is kind of the opposite. And we're going to say drop, let's see, we got our tooltip here. My array is from this VStack, comma, we're going to drop some rows. Let's not drop the rows because we want everybody here. We just want to drop the columns like Jan, Feb, March, April, etc. And we do that by just typing in another comma. So we get to this columns argument. So for the columns argument, let's say we want to go from Jan to Feb to March, right? We only want 3. So if I put 3, if I select here to select this cell for 3, it's not going to give you the correct output, right? Because it's going to do the last 3. And so what we need to do is we need to kind of wrap this into some other parameters. I'm going to make that a minus because it's going to count from the very end. So do a minus, open parentheses, and here there are 6 months. So what am I going to do? I just do 6 minus that value. So it's going to give me the first 3 months. Close parentheses, press enter, and now we got the first 3 months, right? 3, 1, 2, 3, because it's 6 minus 3. So what it's going to do, it's going to drop the last months here, minus 3. So it's going to start from the end, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So if we want maybe the first 2 months, well, I just type 2 here. 6 minus 2 is 4. It's going to minus off the last 4 months, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how you can do it for this particular example. So again, just like the take function, the drop function in itself doesn't really give you too much, but when you combine it with other functions, it gives you some more ways creatively to do things. So that's how we can use the take and drop function. Again, by themselves, maybe they don't give you too much value, but when you combine it with other functions, you can do some magic. Now you know how to simplify data handling with take and drop. These functions are pretty powerful for dashboard automation, helping you filter, remove, or extract key insights in real time. If you're building dashboards, this can help make them a little bit more dynamic and user-friendly. If you found this useful, subscribe for more Excel tips and let me know in the comments, how do you use dashboards in your workflow? See you in the next video.